Hey guys, and welcome to another Guardians of Wilt-Shire video. You're with your host Luke.
And I'm Derry.
And this is another Hero Spotlight. So this week we're going to be focusing on Saruman. So as you would have seen in our last call to war, it was Legion of the White Hand. Saruman was the leader, and we're going to talk a bit more about strengths and weaknesses, where you're going to like to see him, theme armies, and who you could ally
Yes,
in.
very much so. This is Saruman from the Isengard list, to go along with the Urukai. So we'll look at his stat line first. It's got move 6, standard model movement, fight 5, 4 plus shoot, which is never used, strength 4, defense 5, 1 attack, 3 wounds, courage 7, 3, 6, 3 might roll fate.
So standard
wizard.
Wizard, basically. Yeah.
Standard wizard. High courage, lots of wounds, lots of fate,
And lots of wet wine.
and lots of will. He has an asterisk by his will for his staff of power. So while he has this, he gets +1. He gets an extra will point per turn.
Yeah. Without reducing his own
Without reducing. So that could be for resisting, for casting, for whatever. His war gear, he has a 2-handed staff.
Which you don't see
Too often.
No. Sometimes you see it if you know you've got backup, so you've got
Yeah.
getting on a fight to get an extra
I
wound.
think just by his war gear that he'd have to go 2-handed.
Yeah, true.
Quite possibly. But we'll see.
Anyway.
His war gear options is a horse for 10 points.
Yeah.
So for an already expensive model who casts magic, you're probably going to put him on a horse.
It's not going to make much difference to the costing of an army. At most it's going to be...
It's going to be a troop.
So,
a warrior.
For the extra mobility of your leader or your hero, you're going to put him on a horse.
Generally he will be your leader, as you said, because of the 3 wounds, the 3 fate. He's on a horse, he's not going to be in the front line, he's going to be running around trying to spell people. So he's like I say, he's a high courage, lots of might for a start, and the horse gives him that extra range for his spells.
Definitely.
Which are huge. So he's got 4 magical powers.
Yeah.
He's got immobilize on a range of 12.
2 plus
2 plus dice, which is really, really, really low. You're going to be chucking 1 dice at that.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to chuck 2, because whatever score you get, the hero will try to resist it. I would have thought. So you're not reducing your score, but they're reducing theirs.
Yeah.
And
which makes a difference when you think of
time.
long games or towards the end of the game.
Time. You've got terrifying aura.
Yeah. Again on a 2 plus.
Which is helpful just to, if you're not in range first turn, cast that up, gives you a little bit more protection.
Yeah.
Not masses, but a little bit. Command on a 3 plus, and Sorcerer's Blast on a 5 plus. And all of his spells have a range of 12.
Yeah, so we can easily pick out an opponent from quite a distance away.
Yeah, especially with this
want to.
horse. So it's a 22-inch radius.
Effectively, yeah. So we could be on your board edge and move up with his horse.
Yeah.
Cast someone from the middle of the board, and yeah.
Yeah, he covers the majority of the board. Standard magical powers, good magical powers.
Yeah, they're all useful.
All
so.
cast relatively easily. Sorcerer's Blast is the only one that's not. But
for what it does, it needs to be, I think.
Yeah.
It needs to be difficult to cast.
Very much so. And he's not the Gandalf the White-esque.
No.
Right, I'm going to get you. Right, I'm going to get you.
He has a special rule called Voice of Command, which is basically a 12-inch standfast. So with your relatively low courage troops.
Urukai is slightly more courageous than orcs, but still not that courageous.
It's going to make a big difference.
Yeah. Really going to help the situation, like we said with Gilgalad last time.
Yeah.
12 inches is huge. It's nearly half the board if you stood in the middle. Once you're on your horse, that just increases your scope to get to somewhere.
Yeah.
Then he has another special rule, the Palantir.
Oh, yes.
Once per game, you can grab the priority, and you would either use it once your opponent is out of might,
Yeah.
or you could use it when they have one might and you are planning for like the next couple of turns.
You're thinking ahead, yeah.
You're thinking ahead, so you go, right, I'm going to take priority this time, so they might call a heroic move.
Yeah.
Well, they have to call a heroic move.
Yeah.
And then you've got, you're forcing them to use their might. Even if you counter it with little captain,
well, that's true, yeah.
you're still making them spend the might, and then later on you can do what you wish.
What could be sort of cheeky and a bit filthy.
Yeah.
If you've got Grima in your force and your
Yeah.
opponent's already used their mitre down to 1, they're saving it for a heroic move. Grima's in 6 inches.
Yeah.
I'm going to have priority, please.
Yeah.
And that can, if you've got, I don't know, opportunities to trap or
Yeah.
get knockdowns or whatever, it's going to help you massively.
Yeah. So that's another thing we should mention is Grima can only be taken if Saruman is taken, and here's an excellent added bonus. You could essentially call him Wargear, but he's not really. He's like just a little bodyguard.
Yeah.
And generally, if you're shelling out the points for Saruman and you're playing an Isengard army, you're gonna take Grima.
Oh yeah,
Pretty
for that
much.
point, yeah.
Pretty much, you're always gonna take Grima.
Yeah.
You might give him a horse, you might not, but generally I wouldn't,
No,
because they're going to have more than one hero and he's going to be affecting them somewhere. But he is excellent and they cannot target him, and it's a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Unless they have Gandalf and then they'll Sorcerer's Bastion.
yeah,
Which
then
is
your
what I've
plans are
seen.
scuppered.
Yeah, which I've seen many a time. And his ability, along with Saruman, can really cause issues. So we'll come back and talk about his weaknesses in a bit, and where he will be allied in with.
So where does Saruman fall down?
His one attack.
One attack.
Right there, one attack.
So if you decide not to take him on a horse, or his horse gets killed and he's dismounted, and he's ganged up by troops,
A couple,
even against one guy, he's still not certain to win the fight.
Yeah.
And because he's got a low defence, another weakness, he is very vulnerable to combat.
Average fight value of 5.
Yeah,
So
which
not-
is a sort of saving grace to his one attack.
But like with any wizard, you get them into combat, and they're not gonna stick around for too long. It'll take a couple of turns to kill them. Don't get me wrong, but they're not going to be.
No.
They're not hard hitting combat warriors, heroes. This two-handed staff could possibly be a downfall.
Yeah, because when he is in combat,
Because
he has to fight two-handed.
it's
-1
a clarification that if you know the answer, if they have to, please put it in the comments. So it's not too bad. He's expensive. He is really expensive.
All wizards are expensive, so you're not going to see him in sort of anything under
600.
Yeah.
Anything under 600.
Otherwise, your army's just going to lose numbers, lose their effectiveness.
It's like if you're 500 points, it's about 30 points.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is a lot.
So yeah, it does take it up, and because the troops are quite not expensive, but
they're more expensive than most.
yeah.
troops.
So taking him in sort of limited points games is going to affect how much you can use.
If you're against a Witch King or the Necromancer in the new There and Back Again book,
his staff can be broken,
Yes.
and then he becomes absolutely useless.
Yeah, Gandalf's the same. It
He
goes to
becomes
Gandalf.
a very expensive.
Especially if
Troop.
you run out of will. I'm guessing you try and do your staff's broken on Saruman early.
Yeah.
So then they really have to think about where they're going to use their will. His spells are very good,
Again, it's just a sorcerer's
but
blast, which is
once you run out of will, you're only going to be immobilizing. You're not going to try and sorcerer's blast.
yeah, because once you've probably about 3 or 4 turns of blasting,
maybe
trying to get the 5+6 sort of thing.
you might chuck 2 turns of blasting, and then by then the combat lines might have met, and you'd just be trying to immobilize and command and move things around.
But yeah, late game he does lose his
Potency.
Yeah.
But but unlike other spellcasters, his immobilize is a lot easier to cast, and so is his command.
Yeah, definitely.
So there's a toss up between late game and mid game.
He'd get him in, do what he needs to do early on. Pretty much.
Try and nullify the heroes early on.
Yeah.
So like we say, his defense and attacks not amazing, but he's definitely worth it.
Oh yeah. Once
He's
you
definitely
get
worth it.
above that 600 point limit,
Yeah.
casters are definitely worth it. And
Yeah,
Saruman,
definitely.
probably one of the best, if not the best,
Ooh.
for his points.
Ooh, big call.
Big call.
Evil casters, he's up
Oh
there.
yeah, definitely.
He's up there. Ringwraiths, I know, have got their benefits, and they've got fell beasts and this, that, and the other.
On a pure.
But they don't have 3 wounds through fate.
No.
And once he has no will, he doesn't pop. So,
Yeah, he can still actually do stuff.
you expect to see him in all forms of Isengard lists, generally.
Yeah, any sort of. You could either have him with the Uruk-hai, like in our Call to War.
Yeah.
You could have him leading Dunlendings,
Yes.
like in the Two Towers when he rouses the troops to go burn the villages.
Yeah, so you've got Saruman with Thriden and Dunlendings. That'd be a nice themed list. You could put him and Lurtz talking.
Yeah, have a small little force like that.
Small
sending
little
him
force like that. You wouldn't necessarily put him with scouts, or warg riders. You'd put him with masses of Uruk-hai.
Yeah, that's where you'd see him.
Warriors, berserkers, demo teams, ballistas, stuff like that. You could maybe put some orcs with him, so like they're in the little mines of and depths of Orthanc.
Yeah,
and
so
Isengard itself.
breeding the Uruk-hai sort of thing.
Breeding the Uruk-hai, yeah. So we're kind of themed list like that. I know competitively, Damien O'Byrne has used him very well with his Feroka list.
Yeah.
So ferals and berserkers, and using Grima and Saruman. I'm not entirely sure of the list completely, but I think there's a shaman in there as well. So you've got
I think it's a quite high
multiple
points list
threats.
as well,
Yeah,
so you can afford to take
600 plus, I think.
Yeah.
So you can afford to take Saruman. That's it. Thriden, Saruman, shaman, I think is the key. So you take him in a list like that. He's not really dropped into many other evil lists. Generally just with Isengard.
Yeah, to keep with the theme, yeah.
To keep with the theme. Allies wise, so he's not dropped into many lists. Not as an evil Saruman.
As evil Saruman, it's quite difficult to
Yeah,
sort of...
good Saruman is dropped into loads of lists. You could include Varashku.
The scout contingent sort of thing.
Scouts, and you could put him with all the Isengard stuff, as he is the main man.
He is, yeah, that's where I come from.
But there's not many themed lists you'd put him in. I'm trying to think. Dunlendings, yes. Allies wise, not really many others because he's the only kind of
Yeah, you couldn't
protagonist.
really ally
He's the only
nothing from Mordor or
evil
anything
threat.
like that. No.
He's the only evil threat from Isengard.
Yeah, I think
So
that's it really.
he's only ever used with Isengard.
Yeah.
So if you've got any ideas on where Saruman's better, anything we've missed, what you think his weaknesses are, let us know in the comments below. We always like to find out what you think. So let us know what you think about the rest of Saruman and his weaknesses, his strengths, where you put him in your lists and where you think he should appear in other lists. Remember, this is the evil Saruman we're on about.
Yeah, don't want anything saying drop Saruman with hobbits. We don't want nothing like that.
Drop him with hobbits, but to kill the hobbits.
Yeah, it's true.
So let us know in the comments below, like I say, any of your ideas regarding Saruman. So please comment, like, share and subscribe.
And we'll see you soon.